Hi folks, John Cordisco here. This is a game I played earlier tonight at my chess center. A long-time chess player expert in the Broome County, Binghamton area, that's upstate New York, John Cardinale. He's helped me out a little bit in some of my openings, get some preparation done for a tournament I'm playing in the New York State Open coming up here towards the end of May. And I wanted to practice on the closed Sicilian, so he agreed and we played a game tonight. John's almost a 2,000 rated player. I'm about 1,500. I've got white and John Cardinale has black. So he agreed to play the Sicilian because I want to play the closest thing, which is knight to c3, knight c6, g3, g6, I fianchetto, he fianchettos, d3. This is very similar to a King's Indian setup. Or I should say KIA, King's Indian attack setup. d6, bishop d3. Pretty important move there. It's tough where you're going to put that bishop. You're going to put him here, put him here. That's a good spot. e6. Now this is a move we went over the game later. He didn't care for very much. Now I've got the computer on off screen. And queen to d2 seems to be the computer's choice. Knight to f3, rook to b1. None of the moves, of course, that I did. Go figure, right? And that was knight g to e2. Computer didn't hate that move. I just didn't like it. I mean, the choices that I had are knight f3, rook b1, a4. I wanted to try that. I didn't want to put the knight on f3 because I wanted to go f4. We found out later that my pieces end up stumbling on each other, and you'll see. I castled. He went knight d4. See, that's the problem. I don't have the knight here now. I didn't go f4 first and then put the knight here, guarding this square. Rook to b1. Now, according to the computer, that's the last book move, so I feel pretty good. I get a pretty good setup. It's a little screwed up with that knight on e2, but I can live with that. Of course, he's not going to take. Rook b8. Now, this is a move that falls under the category, what the hell were you thinking? I was afraid that he would start going b5, then b4, and my knight would have nowhere to go, but all I had to do is move the queen here, and I could come back. I decided to go a3, which is really dumb. He just developed the piece. Now, notice he's not castled yet. Bishop g5 is the computer's choice. I'd rather keep that bishop where he is, but that's not a bad move either. b4 or queen to d2. I want queen to d2. They're all pretty much the same, so I feel pretty good. I did the computer suggestion. h6 prevents the bishop or anything going to here for that matter. Computer thought maybe queen to e7 might have been a little better for him than I went b4. After h6, I decided to go f4. Computer didn't hate that move. It just didn't like it very much. I think it's okay. I like it. Now, off screen, it's got a tiny, tiny fraction of an advantage for black, so we'll call it even. So I feel pretty good. We're on move 12. I'm playing an expert, and I've got a decent position. f5. Peter wants me to go b4, and I should have. I should have gone b4. But I went e5 instead. I gave it a lot of thought. I figure pawn takes, bishop takes, knight takes. I should be okay. Pawn takes. He moved the knight over there. I'm like, uh-oh, here we go. Now this is a move where I really, I think screwed up my game here. That dark squared bishop on e3, I'm really going to need him. b4 is probably the move here. It's the computer's choice. But I didn't do that. I played what Maurice Ashley calls the most important trade in chess, a bishop for a knight. And I got rid of my bishop. Now, b4, according to the computer, gives me air to breathe. is after b6, pawn takes, bishop takes, knight takes, pawn takes, rook takes, distracting away from the queen, and bishop takes. I'm sitting okay. I'm a pawn up. That was probably a much better scenario than what happened. After b takes, c takes, I go knight to b5. Now I'm starting to feel the pressure of my mistakes. Of course, my threat is knight to d6. He plays bishop takes the pawn. I go knight to f4. I want him to trade that dark squared bishop. Of course he won't. He guards the pawn. Now, this can get tricky. Black definitely has an advantage here over a pawn on the computer. And I do the computer move. Basically the only move. a4. a6. My knight goes back to a3. And I'm thinking, okay, I get him here. It's not the end of the world. That's a good spot. g5. It chases my knight off. Now I'm looking at this. What do you do? Computer likes knight to h5. Queen to e2. Because if you go queen to e2, bishop takes, bishop takes, bishop takes. I don't know. Is there anything there? I think that loses a piece. But you're kind of stuck here. So I decided to go the computer's third choice. Knight to c4. Now, that doesn't drop a piece. Because after pawn takes, bishop takes, taking away the protector. And after bishop takes, knight just takes. So he goes bishop c7. He saves the dark squared bishop. He wants him. I go knight to e2, pretty much forced. h3 wouldn't have been any better. At least I'm hitting the d-pawn. b5, a takes, knight a3. Now it gets a little hairy here. My knight's in a bad spot. King to g6. Well, the computer liked bishop d6 instead. And after queen to e1, queen b6, queen f2, it's an over 2-point advantage for black. That'd have been a better way to go. But after king to g6, I went c4. He pretty much has to take. I take, and rook to f8. Now, we went over this game later, and it looked like I should have pushed my pawn. And according to the computer, that's true. b4 was the move. I decided I wanted to get some action on this file, these two files here. It looked pretty good. I want rook b to e1. Not the right move. Of course, he goes e5, naturally. Now, I was a little afraid later down the road. Bishop here, coming down on my king. But rook to a1 was the computer's move. But I want king to h1. And now it's bad for me. It's an over 2-point advantage. Kind of what I was thinking was maybe knight here, back up here. I don't know. Knight to b4. Knight to a5 the computer liked. Then after b4, knight takes, pawn takes. And pretty good advantage for black. But after knight to b4, I went knight to g1. Now, in a weird way, I'm kind of tricking him. I want him to go g4 because I don't think it's a very good move. But he does it. g4. Now I played knight takes. He drops that pawn. Bishop takes. Go back here. I was also looking at, too, is after this pawn drops, this knight can go here and here. I'm back in the game. According to the computer, it's basically even now. Knight takes, bishop takes, rook takes, knight c6. Rook d5 is the computer's choice. A close second is rook c5. I want c5. He went queen to b6. And this is where I mess up. I forget about the check. I play bishop takes. He plays bishop takes. And it's over. Let's go back queen to b6 here before the game was thrown away. Rook c5. I think I played pretty well. We were playing maybe, we had an hour on each side. We probably used 40 minutes, 45 minutes each. So playing that quickly, and I wanted to get some practice in on my close Sicilian, and he was nice enough. Him and another chess player here, Stan Lacombe from Conklin, was nice enough to come down and spend some of their time with me tonight. So I just wanted to show you that game. I haven't prepared for a tournament in a very long time. Usually I just go. But this time I'm going to prepare a little bit to see how I do. And thanks to John and Stan for spending their time and helping me out with my preparation. Anyway, folks, I thought you'd like to see that game. And as I always say, if you think chess is just a game, you're not playing it right. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.